pounders, we are back, and you already know we are doing some more Battle Royale. Now, the first tournament filled, but they reopened a 3-man tournament called Battle Royale. Lineups. For time to draft these. Any real underdog tournament is going to be the very beginning, as early as possible, within 1,000 entrants, before the ADPs really get set in. So you can use that to your advantage, as well as at the end of these tournaments, when people are just trying crazy stuff. And this is where you can get some of the best value picks, in my opinion, from people just doing stupid shit. So let's see if we can take advantage of some people that are doing that. I have my custom rankings up right now, so my screen will look a little different than yours. And man, a lot of badgeless people. It makes me think that Underdog is really spreading, and it's a good thing. You're getting people that aren't experienced in these drafts. So if you can follow someone that can give you some advice to give you every advantage possible, that is what it's all about. This one spot, I like Chase and I like Kelce in these 3-man drafts. I'm not the biggest fan of Goddard this week. San Fran has some of the best linebackers in the league. So not expecting a huge game from Goddard, but if we end up with Jalen Hurts, I don't mind getting some DG on my roster, especially with the short slate. It doesn't take a whole lot as long as one of these guys doesn't blow up. It doesn't take a whole lot to cash with really any 4 of them. Even Hurst against KC is intriguing. A5704, always the first one in the live stream, says LFG, big win tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, we're live. I actually have 9 lineups in the mittens that are 5 are live. 5 are very live. We didn't get Kelce, so not as interested in Mahomes right here. DK Metcalf went off against San Fran for 30.5 points in the wild card round. And that week we had 27% DK when he was going undrafted. Now they give up big plays, right? And the way San Fran wins this game is they don't give up the big plays to the receivers. So AJ Brown, I have a little more favored than Devonta Smith this week. Big play guy. That's what you want to be able to spike into first place for some of these. And I'll show you the payouts. First place 20K, and then it significantly drops off. All the payouts, big payouts, are at the top. So you're looking for upside. We're going to get Debo here, which is pretty nutty. And I like going Jerick McKinnon when I have Mahomes, and I like getting Pacheco when I don't have Mahomes. So I'm fine here with going Hayden Hurst as the last pick. If someone picks Hayden Hurst, that'd just be naughty. These 3-man drafts. This happens a lot in the 4-man drafts. I mean, this is pretty stacked. Pretty stacked. He can't go with tight end. This guy needs to go a receiver. So we will be getting Hayden Hurst here. And Pacheco in this lineup is just basically going to be someone that hedges the game on the Kansas City side of things. If he gets in the end zone once or twice, there's a good chance on this short slate with limited running backs that he pops in there. So I am liking that. Your lineups just have to tell a story, right? The story has to check out. Can't be Now, there's some crazy stories out there, right? But as long as the story checks out, then you have a chance. And we want the story to make as much sense as possible. That's how we raise our chance of winning. So let's see who falls to us at 2. J5704, Brock Purdy has the extra Jesus power. Don't count him out. Brock Purdy, he's 3 for 11 against pressure against Dallas, threw for like 24 yards. And we know that Philly is the #1 pass rushing team. So we'll see. I mean, he is going to be tested this week. I think everyone is excited to see how he responds. I know I am. And it's just going to be based on normal factors for San Fran. Can they get the game going? Can they make big plays off of minimal mistakes with Brock Purdy? They have the big play guys. They have Kittle. They have Debo. I think you're going to see Debo utilized a lot in this game. Here we are. So Chase and Kelce falls. Let's go Chase again. I fully expect Kelce to get taken here. But maybe we get Burrow. Maybe we get McCaffrey. McCaffrey gone. So we get Chase and Kelce. Ooh, that's dirty. That's dirty. I mean, I have them ranked back to back. So I'm a very, very happy guy right now. Devonta Smith going at 6. This guy went CMC and AJ Brown. I already have my tight end. He might be forced to go tight end here, worried that I will take one. I want a second receiver as well. I want Joe Mixon here. I want Joe Mixon in this game. And let's see who falls. Yep. There's the tight end pick. And there's Debo. And we don't have to go Joe Burrow here. That would have been a huge mistake. This team already has his QB. So we can bring be a triple. It's less likely, but I'm higher on this game with T. Higgins than I am in this San Fran Philly game. I think it's going to be more defensive. So I am going to bring in the triple here with Joe Burrow, who's looked amazing throughout the playoffs. Stack extremely lowers your floor, but it raises your ceiling a whole hell of a lot. Especially we have the bring back with Travis Kelce, so it looks beautiful. Beautiful. So this is what I'm talking about. End of the week, teams are just trying different stuff. Devonta Smith at 6, you're seeing people reach, and there's ways to get different without forcing it. So we're just letting the value fall to us, starting with Chase and Kelce. This is why I love drafting at the end of the week when everyone's already has 50 to 100 drafts and they're just trying. Really, it's just dumb shit. We are going to lock in Joe Burrow here so we don't get sniped. If we don't get Joe Burrow with this roster, how do you get first place? It wouldn't make sense. To bring these 3 guys along, you need Joe Burrow. So don't always assume that the people going after you know what they're doing as well. They will disappoint. Last pick here. Highest upside is probably Miles Sanders, but this is going to be touchdown dependent. If you score a touchdown here, fine game. 15 points, half-point PPR, fine game. Isaiah Pacheco. Let's get someone in this San Fran Philly game. I don't have a lot of Miles Sanders this week. I am not a big Miles Sanders guy. San Fran #1 rush defense, 3-headed snake. with Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell. Don't love it, right? But he is going to have his opportunities. He will get 15 touches. So picking at the 2 spot again, probably my favorite spot to pick is 2 and then 3. Number 1, it's extremely tough to get value, especially with my current rankings where I have Chase on my board going at 1, Kelce at 2. Big Jesus guy. You got to say your prayers. In order to win one of these, you need to say your prayers. I don't think this is going to fill. It'll get close, maybe around 90, 92%. I don't believe it's going to fill. It's at 71% right now. So it just adds to the value of doing these. When we won week 18, 25 Gs, it did not fill. And I cranked out 80 of them. Here, I'll probably have 25 to 30 max. Short slate, I don't think you need to do, you don't need to max them. Let's mix it up. Let's go CMC here. Let's mix it up. Guys, I appreciate you subbing. It means a lot. We do this for the people. We do this for the people. Way to get different here, in my opinion, would be go Jalen Hurts with CMC and kind of hope AJ Brown falls. This guy wants to go Patty Mahomes. Just a guess. Actually doesn't. Yeah, he could. Badgeless people love Patrick Mahomes. Guys, thank you. We broke 200 subs. I feel like I should crack a bottle. Instead, I got my coffee, my dunks. Big Boston guy, get you dunks. AJ Brown off the board. Lock in Patrick Mahomes. McKinnon. Okay. Interesting. So you definitely want Patrick Mahomes in this, on that squad. The pass catching back, McKinnon. All right. All right. You forced my hand. I'll go Devonta Smith. Really like AJ Brown over Devonta Smith this week, but I don't mind getting a little exposure to Devonta Smith as well. Como 17, he's going to snipe Patrick Mahomes right here from this guy. It's going to be tragic. It's going to be absolutely tragic. Goes Kittle. I wanted Kittle, but it's all right. We got a little double stack here with Jalen Hurts. You don't need to double stack Jalen Hurts, and that's more likely than not he will get there without a double stack just because what he does with his legs. We're really heavy in this game, which is fine. The last lineup was the KC Cincy lineup. We have our bring back player in CMC. Got 2 picks left. I do want to get a little bit of this game. So he is most likely going Joe Burrow. So I don't think I have to worry about Juju. In a vacuum, I like Ayuk over Juju this week. Let's risk it. Let's go Ayuk and Juju. If not, it'll be something like this. Tony, I think his upside is going to be limited if Hardman comes back. He's questionable. He practiced limited 2 days in a row. Juju's the safest guy. Maybe not the highest upside, but he is on the field for 80% plus of the plays. So I mean, I guess that does turn into upside. Opportunity being on the field is a big part of it. So people are hating on Juju just because he's had some bad weeks recently, but he still has boom potential, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for highest ceiling. Tony playing 20-25% of the snaps. Yes, involved in the red zone, so does have 2 touchdown potential, but 20-25% of the snaps, if Hardman is back, going to take away some of those gadget plays. So sprinkling in some Tony, maybe 20% Tony, 80% Juju this week for me. Again, badgeless room. I love it. I am so excited for the offseason. These drafts, puppies, best ball manias. We'll do another big dog. See if Peter Jennings ends up in our room again. CSU Ram 88. Always fun playing against the best and succeeding. That's even more rewarding. Burrow at 1. Honestly, I don't hate it. I think Burrow is going to end up as QB1 this week. See if Kelce falls again, then I'll make this a Patty Mahomes. Yeah, Kelce off the board. And Mahomes. I like that. That's a nice start. We'll go Chase and CMC. So we're getting Jalen Hurts with our last pick in this draft. So think about that. The number 1 ranked QB on DraftKings, on a lot of people's boards because of his rushing upside alone. We get to last pick him now. Both other teams, they can't select another QB. So it's just stacky stack from here on out. Oh, beautiful. Oh, beautiful. We love the Smith reach over A.J. Brown. We love that. Oh. All right, next pick's going to be a tight end. He cannot select 3 tight ends, so we are safe with one of these guys. I'd prefer Kittle. Kittle gone. We are going to select Goddard. He went 2 tight ends, so this guy's going to be stuck with Hayden Hurst, which is fine because he has Joe Burrow. I don't think that's a big deal. Some of these teams are coming out beautiful. I love drafting at the end of the week. Really do. I take 2-3 days off. Maybe I'll sprinkle in 1 or 2 drafts throughout the week just to see how ADP is going. But so let's get involved in the passing game here on the San Fran side of things. We could go Ayuk. We could go Juju for correlation in this on the KC side, as well as Jerick McKinnon. Yeah, let's go Ayuk. We're sort of betting on this game being higher scoring than it is supposed to be just by having this many Philly players. You're sort of betting on this game already. 108 projection. That's one of the highest projections I've had. That's ridiculous. Yeah, that's a good lineup. I don't know if that will be duped, to be honest. I don't know if that'd be a dupe. If that one gets there, we might be solo shipping that. Let's do 2 more of these. I am absolutely loving how these teams are coming out. Little sip of coffee for good luck. We get the 1 spot. Does not pay off. That's the thing. If you do just not draft a quarterback, right, and just select positional players, what's the worst thing that happens? Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, or Joe Burrow falls to you at the end? Yes, you should find a way to correlate them so your lineup makes sense and it gives you a chance to actually win. Like, you're not going to go Joe Burrow with none of the pass catchers. This guy isn't getting in the end zone twice on his feet. Jalen Hurts, yeah, I'm comfortable just having one of his pass catchers. So that's another interesting strategy. It's just putting off QB as well. Put off QB, and let's get Patrick Mahomes with our last pick. Let's try a lineup like that. We'll start with Travis Kelce, and we'll try to get heavy in this KC. So there's one QB in this KC team. Chase off the board. Give me JoJo. You got to go AJ Brown or Smith here, right? Interesting. It's okay. We can get Jerick McKinnon. Let's go T. Higgins. Let's go best wide receiver on the board. In my opinion, who has the highest upside as well as AJ Brown. Could do something like this. We also open ourselves up to be able to go Joe Burrow as well with this lineup. So we need Jerick McKinnon here. We can do a bring back player here in the Philly San Fran game. We have our double stack with our bring back with T. Higgins. And you could put this lineup right in a museum. Putting off QB to the very end and getting Patrick Mahomes in a double stack. And I'm sure if you tried this enough times, you could eventually get this lineup with Jamar Chase. Let's try it again. Just curious. Just curious. I think that is an interesting strategy this week. Putting off QB, knowing that you're going to get Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, or Patrick Mahomes. So we'll try it again. Travis Kelce, we're going to make this our Patrick Mahomes lineup with our last pick. We're looking for Jamar Chase to fall. Extremely tall task. It's happened before. 2 drafts ago, we had Chase and Kelce as a start. But I think that was at picking at 2. So it's going to look something like this. Maybe we'll get Joe Mixon to fall this time. So a combination of these players. Obviously, if Chase falls, but we're not expecting him to. That last lineup was beautiful. A lot of correlation. And it fell exactly the way we planned it to. Patrick Mahomes, last pick. Like, so how can you go wrong doing this strategy? I like forcing this game as well, Cincy versus KC, getting different exposures of this game, different sides of it. Joe Mixon off the board. AJ Brown off the board. Let's go Debo and T. Higgs. So also by going this direction, you open yourself up to not being sniped. If someone picks Patrick Mahomes, you can easily just switch over to Joe Burrow and you have one of the pass catchers in Cincy. So we want Joe Burrow to go off the board here. He doesn't, and that's fine. Smith falls. That's okay. McKinnon off the board, which is fine. So I guess we'll have to go Miles Sanders. So we need a running back. He can't select a running back. So worst case, we get one of these guys, which I'm fine with. So let's go Devonta Smith as a bring back player in this game. We already have correlation here. We can't go wide receiver, so it's running back and QB. Do we think this guy has the brains to go Joe Burrow? I don't, so I think I am going to select Patrick Mahomes here. And then I will gladly take even Elijah Mitchell. One of these, he can only select one running back. That's if he even wants to go running back. Beautiful. That's beautiful. Isaiah Pacheco, I don't really want to pair with Patrick Mahomes often. I'm not going to say never, but often, because he's not the pass catching guy. It's either going to be kind of Isaiah Pacheco getting in on a rushing touchdown or Mahomes getting points. So I do like Miles Sanders here for this lineup to make the most sense. That being said, is there a way that Patrick Mahomes throws for 3 touchdowns and Isaiah Pacheco also has maybe an 80, 90-yard day on the ground and gets in the end zone? Yeah, it's Casey's offense. They're high-powered, and that can happen. And maybe that is the different styled lineup that hits it big this week. I'm just not going to bet on that and do that too often. Maybe 1 out of 10 times. So 10%. You want to sprinkle in these different game theory ideas. So if you haven't already, guys, drop a like on the live stream. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. We appreciate you all coming out to the live stream. If you want to draft with us, we are more than welcome. We will send out the link. These are the best. I love these drafts. Joseph 1 is a familiar name from the past weeks' Battle Royales. These short slates, this is really going to be like the last fun week for me for Battle Royales. We will still get in them for the Super Bowl because it's the Super Bowl. Like, it's the most game of the year. But as the slate gets shorter and shorter, your edge becomes less and less. And I mean, in the Super Bowl, you're going to have almost every single lineup taken. I think there's going to be a dupe. So just so tough to get different when the slate gets smaller and smaller. I don't think this is going to fill. First game tomorrow's at what, 3 o'clock? So everyone's putting off QB right now, which kind of sucks. What if we made this? What if we just go Brock Purdy with this lineup? Just San Fran onslaught. San Fran onslaught. One of these picks is going to be Dallas Goedert, I'm assuming. Like this lineup triple stacking with Brock Purdy. 0.0000001% chance to win. It's something different though. I haven't seen anyone even draft Brock Purdy in one of these. So we need one receiver, and we're not going Ayuk. We're not doing the whole San Fran offense, I promise. This is aggressive enough. I do think it's interesting how Brock Purdy's not being drafted. I know Philly, #1 pass rushing defense in the league, 75 sacks. I'm pretty sure that's like 3rd most in the history of the NFL. They have the extra game. factored in there. But I'm not expecting a big game from Brock Purdy. But again, you dump it off to these playmaking guys, some of the best playmakers in the league, Debo, Kittle, and CMC. Anything can happen, right? So if you come back here on Tuesday and we're doing a review on the winning lineup, and it's got 3 pass catchers on San Fran, I'd be pretty happy. It's gonna be the last one. It's so hard to stop these. You just get in, you get in a zone, you get in a groove, feeling good. Let's try to do something a little like this. I like Joe Mixon and Joe Burrow this week. Pass catching back. I think Mixon has to be heavily involved, even though Mahomes might be hindered a little bit by that high ankle sprain. You still, how do you beat KC is you don't give them the ball. Long drives. So they're going to need Joe Mixon, both on the ground and as a pass catching back. Chase at the 101. You just don't get great value drafting at the 101, and nothing feels right. We love the Jalen Hurts pick. Yes. Oh, yes. We get the last pick, Joe Burrow. Beautiful. Beautiful. Kelce's not going to fall. There's no chance. Come on. There's no way. We get to last pick Joe Burrow. We get Kelce at 6. I believe this has to be an A.J. Brown pick. I'm fine with going like the Pacheco here instead of Ayuk. So we don't need to go 3 receivers. We'll see if Higgins falls. Or Debo. Jesus. Jamar went Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Mixon, CMC. Ayuk goes at 10. Oh my God. What is happening? What is happening? What does this guy know? Sanders at 9? What does this guy know? Am I seeing this correct? Am I seeing this correct? You're giving me my pick? I can just get to pick whoever I want here? Oh. Oh my. Oh dear. Oh God. I like the double stack. I like the double stack. I just think it's going to be less owned. And I think we go Pacheco. Because if Jerick McKinnon has a good game, and we bank on Jerick McKinnon having a good game, it's going to be in the air, right? He's going to catch 1 or 2 touchdowns. You already have Kelce. We're already banking on him to have a good game in the air. If they both have a good game in the air, doesn't Patrick Mahomes have a good game in the air? So we got to kind of hedge the KC side of things. Easily could go Debo here. You can make a case for that. I'm just going for the extreme upside. Yeah. That's just dirty. This guy's just doing crazy stuff. Exactly what I was talking about. He might have 30, 40, 50 drafts. He thinks he's tried everything. Beautiful. Guys, I hope you learned something. I always have fun doing these. I think we provide a lot of insight that can be helpful to be used. I mean, you don't have to agree with everything that someone's saying, but if it generates different thoughts, if you can use them to benefit you, that's all that matters. I wish everyone the best of luck. If you enjoy these types of streams, we do these weekly, and the off season, truly excited for. So be a real one, join the pound, and we will see you guys on the next one. Pounders.